Hey there guys, how's it going? This is Noah from eSports and welcome back to another video where today it is part number 4 of our F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, and today it's going to be race number 3, round number 3 in season number 1. It's going to be the Dutch Grand Prix in the Netherlands from Circuit Zandvoort. I'm excited about this one. I'm very confident after 2 points finishes to start the season and to start this career mode. I'm very confident going into this one. Hopefully I'm not cocky at this point, but I'm definitely feeling very confident. If you did miss the first 3 parts, go make sure to check that out. It'll probably take about an hour to get through it, but then you'll be all caught up and you can enjoy this one a lot more if you've seen the first 3 parts. So yeah, that's basically it for the introduction. Let's get started with part number 4 of the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode by taking a look at the R&D standings as they run. Our team, IronSport GP, is currently the 8th best out of 11 teams in the Formula 1 World Championship, so we're doing very well considering we've only completed 2 races so far this season. And so yeah, 8th best on paper out of 11 teams that are on the paper, so we're doing pretty well. So anyway, without any further ado, let's head over to the Dutch Grand Prix weekend. Alrighty then, we have arrived in the Netherlands for qualifying, one-shot qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix at Circuit Zandvoort. Here we go. I'll show you guys just the end of the lap so you can see where we end up. So yeah, here we go. Here we come into the final 2 corners of Sector 3 at the Circuit Zandvoort, and we are currently in P7 in qualifying, so a very strong lap, although we are now down to P8, back up to P7 as we come off the final corner. And what can we come out with? P8 now, P9. I think it's going to be P9 for us here in the Dutch Grand Prix as a starting position, so we'll see if we can build upon that. Yes, 9th place for the Dutch Grand Prix. We'll see how we do in the Netherlands. Alrighty then, so in his first home Grand Prix in the Formula 1 World Championship, it's going to be Max Verstappen on the pole. We are going to end up in P9, so we would have made Q3 if we weren't doing one-shot qualifying. So Q3 speed for us in the number 41 car, and of course Anton Hubert, he did a pretty good job as well. He's 8 tenths behind us, but he still beat 7 cars. There's 7 cars behind him, so strong run for him as well. IronSport GP, we got to be very happy with this, how this qualifying session went.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into...
My goodness, I hope that we can carry the momentum. I don't know that we will. I'm not too great at this track, but you know what? Let's just compliment the chassis department. It actually did feel pretty good.
How do you think things are going to go for you?
So right here, I'm really thinking that my acclaim needs to be boosted a little bit. So I'm just going to go with the best team, make myself look like a team player. Hopefully we can bring in some sponsors from this. So yeah.
Appreciate your time.
So yeah, I'd say that was a pretty easy interview, not one of the hardest ones in the game, but you know what, we still did alright. I have to say I'm pretty satisfied with that qualifying session. So here we go, let's head into the 18 lap Dutch Grand Prix.
It was 35 years ago that the late great Niki Lauda took his 25th and final Grand Prix win here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left. The main straight is 678 meters long and heads into turn 1, the Tarzan corner. With DRS down the main straight into the braking zone, that could be the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant. And tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Hamilton, Perez, Sainz, Falcon, and Lance Stroll, Norris, Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, and Grosjean, Hubert, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Kevin Magnussen, Gasly, Raikkonen, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Okay then, let's take a look at our strategy starting P9 on the grid. We're going to obviously take out a little bit of fuel, and then I'll show you guys our tire strategy. So we're unable to start on the medium tire like I would normally prefer to do so we can be faster towards the end of the race and make some overtakes. So we're going to start on the soft tire because we qualified what would have been Q3. And then we're going to pit for the medium compound tire on lap number 8 here. It seems to be the best race time available. So we're going to go from soft to medium on lap 8, and that's going to be our stop. So let's get into the race. Alright, so I have to say I'm feeling very confident being sat P9 here on the grid. The formation lap is getting underway right now. I'm feeling very confident. Things are seeming okay at the moment. So hopefully we can get some points out of this one.
Technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
And so yeah, system checks are a go. We are doing very well as far as car durability so far this season, about a third of the way through. So I'll see you guys at the start of the race. Here we go. Dutch Grand Prix. Alright, here we come back to our P9 slot on the starting grid. Like I said, this speed gets you to Q3 territory on most weeks like it did today. So we're doing very, very well, I have to say. I'm very, very excited about it, as we have a ton of potential to make great things happen today. The start sequence has begun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's lights out and away we go. Off the line well for us, not so much Carlos Sainz, and we are already up to P8. Here comes Lewis Hamilton to the inside of Sebastian Vettel. He goes back to the middle. We're going to go to the inside of him and Vettel. And so we're 3 wide through turn number 1, and we're going to clear Vettel and Perez, so we are up to the top 5 positions, 2 spots out of the podium as we come through the first few corners. And so we are up 4 spots from the 9th place position we started on the grid. And now we are between Leclerc and Vettel, the 2 Ferrari men. So I have to say, this is a very exciting moment for us as we have a shot with a few good things to win this race with this good of a track position. If we get a VSC or a safety car at the right time, we could definitely make something happen. So here we come through the final few corners in sector number 2, and we are just off the tail of Charles Leclerc with Sebastian Vettel behind us, still trying to pressure us into a mistake, which I think I may have just made. Here he comes to the inside, and we are just going to be able to hold him off for now as I ran wide through that left-hander. And now here comes Vettel. Down to the inside, it looks like, if he can make the move, and he's unable to here. We are right to the back of Charles Leclerc, and maybe we can make a move as I got loose there on the curb, and now we are going to make contact with the wall. No damage to the wing, but Vettel goes rocketing past, so it's 2 Ferraris in front of us instead of 1 now, unfortunately. But nonetheless, as we come into the final banked corner at the Zandvoort circuit, we have gotten a fantastic lap number 1. Here comes Sergio Perez now behind us with the major slipstream. Overtake mode engaged for us now as we go hard into turn number 1. We're going to hold him off for now. Try and stay off of that curb, or we're going to have a major issue here. And we do survive turn number 1. But holy heck, that was a fantastic lap number 1 for us, as now we got to chase down Vettel if we can, but it's very, very unlikely. Alright, here we come off the final corner on lap number 2, starting lap number 3, and Vettel has checked out to just over 2-second gap over us, and now it's Sergio Perez still trying to get around us here. Obviously, we do not quite have as fast of a car as him, but I am doing very well. Okay, we're alright, but I almost lost the car there. And now on to lap number 6 of 18, 1/3 of the way through the race when we cross the line. Sergio Perez trying to make a move into the chicane. He's unable to do anything here. And now Lewis Hamilton, you can see on the leaderboard in the top left, has gotten past Sergio Perez. So we are now defending off a Mercedes, the top rated driver in the game. Together, we'll see what we can do. And now as we come off the final corner to complete the first third of the Dutch Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton is just behind us, not able to make a move going into turn 1 this time, but we'll see how long it takes him. Alright, now here I come on to lap number 8 with Lewis Hamilton still chasing us down, and the pit window is now open, so we have got to do a very good job here in the pits if we want to hold off Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if he'll come in behind us or if he'll stay out a lap to get clean air, but we have a heck of a job in front of us if we want to come out of the pits still in the P6 position. Alrighty then, so here we come into the pits on lap number 8, and it looks like, yes, Lewis Hamilton is going to stay out and try and get the clean air that he needs to get away from me, who was blocking him off and taking away speed from him where he couldn't get around me. Now he's going to be able to do it possibly, as we're in the pits not blocking him off. Here we go into the pits, and it's going to be a fantastic 1.9 second stop for the IronSport GP boys. So well done, guys, and we are going to come out of the pits. We're going to have a couple cars to fight off here, which is really going to kill our lap, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get back out in front of Lewis Hamilton. Here we go. 3 wide now as we go into the right-hander, and it's 3 wide with myself, Magnussen, and Raikkonen. We're going to come out in front of them, and we're not going to lose hardly any time whatsoever as we got past them so fast they didn't even see us going past them, I bet. And so now here we come to the end of lap number 9. We're going down the pit straight here, and we are going to see if we can get in front of Lewis Hamilton. There you can see he comes onto the leaderboard as we go into turn number 1. There he is, down to the right side. And as we come off of turn number 1, he's going to come out of the pits behind us. So somehow, miraculously, we have come out in front of Lewis Hamilton. I guess the fresh tires paid off for us while he was on old softs, and so he was not able to make that clean air work. We have actually gained time on Lewis Hamilton during that pit sequence, so well done to us at IronSport GP. And so now here we come off the final corner with Lewis Hamilton still in tow. I don't think we're going to be able to shake him off for the rest of this race, and we're going to get back up to P6 in just a moment as the rest of the field is pitting here. Lewis Hamilton to the inside, however, into turn number 1. We're going to hold him off for now. We've fended him off for the time being, but we have to continue fighting for our lives here in this race as Lewis Hamilton is still right there trying to pressure us into a mistake as Seb Vettel did earlier on in the race. And so it's still going to be a monumental task if we want to hang on to this P6 position. Alright, now here we come down the front straightaway on lap number 12. Lewis Hamilton unable to make the move into turn number 1, and we are back up to P6 as Lando Norris has finally made his pit stop. Here comes Hamilton to the right side, though, as we made a mistake in turn number 1, and we're going to have to hold him off here. We're going to chop him off, and somehow we are still in front of Lewis Hamilton into the bank's left-hander. Alright, here we go on to lap number 12, and here comes Hamilton in the Mercedes down to the inside, and we're going to make a huge drive into the corner. We make contact with the 44 of Lewis Hamilton. He's going to be losing tons of time as we come through this corner. The chicane is over, and so is Lewis Hamilton's chance to pass us for the time being, as he has lost over a second to us in that corner. Here we come through the final corner on the Zandvoort circuit yet again. And since that contact in the chicane, Hamilton has already gained almost half a second on us in just 3 corners coming onto this straightaway, and he's already almost in DRS zone yet again. I think he is in DRS zone. We were able to save some overtake mode down that pit straight just a moment ago, but he's already down to 0.2 of a second behind us at the moment, so we have quite a bit of work to do if we want to stay in front of him. And now here comes Lewis Hamilton rocketing past us with DRS down the straightaway. We're going to make a huge dive bomb into the corner, trying to hold him off. And I'm going to almost hit the grass and the sand there, but we're going to hold him off for now. We're going to chop him off as we come back to the inside through the left-hander. And we are still in front of the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. But yet again, he is within DRS zone, and he's going to have a huge run going into turn number 1 as we come off the final corner to start lap number 14. It's going to be just 5 laps to go. Here comes Hamilton down the front straightaway with a huge run as we go into turn number 1, and we are going to be able to hold him off for now as we go through turn number 1. Alright, now Lewis Hamilton, where he's been so strong against me all day, is going to have no chance to get us because the virtual safety car has just come out. The VSC is ready to save us at the moment because he was about to make a pass on us. Alright, here we come out of the VSC. DRS is enabled, and here comes Lewis Hamilton right behind us to start the straightaway. He's going to rocket around us. Entering turn number 1, we're going to go right around the outside, send it as hard into the corner as we can, and somehow we're pulling even with Lewis Hamilton coming off of the first corner and into the left-hander. We're going to clear the Mercedes of Hamilton, and we only have 4 laps to go to be the best rated driver and team in the entire game. Alright, now 3 laps to go into Lewis Hamilton's strong suit and my weak spot, and here he goes rocketing around the inside as I got a little wide going into the corner. We're going to make as far in as we can on a dive bomb. We're going to make contact with his right rear wheel. We almost spin Lewis Hamilton out, but he's going to hold on to it, and so will we. But Hamilton has gotten around us. We were unable to hold him off any longer, and he is rocketing away, already 6/10 ahead in just a 1 straightaway. And so now here we are on the final lap of the Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton rocketed around us, just 3 disappointing laps to go. Max Verstappen is going to set the fastest lap and win the race here in the Red Bull at his home circuit at Zandvoort. We are going to come through this chicane for the final time. We've made quite a few good moves, actually. And as we go into the final couple corners, it's been a strong day. I'm very glad to be in P7, but I wish we could have beaten Hamilton. That would have been so great for us. But nonetheless, to go with our 7 points we already have, we nearly double it as we come off the final corner at Zandvoort. We are going to get 6 more points, P7, in the Dutch Grand Prix.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
On today's winners, the team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
And so there you have it. Those are the race results for the first Dutch Grand Prix in Formula 1 in 35 years. Max Verstappen is going to win it from his home country, and it's going to be us in P7, 6 more points to go along with the 7 we started with going into the day. So it has definitely been a successful day for us in P7, almost beating out Lewis Hamilton, but we ended up finishing 6 seconds behind him after getting past with 5 laps to go. So still not quite where I wish we could have been, but still race number 3, part number 4 of the My Team career mode. So we've got plenty of time to get there. And then, of course, Anton Hubert had another strong, clean day, starting P15 and finishing in the same spot without damaging the car, so very glad that he was able to do that. Proud of our pick for our teammate. I think he's done a solid job to beat 7 cars in qualifying and the race, so yeah.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Well, I have to say that I am also ecstatic with how we're performing, but in all seriousness, I think that saying that we can't get complacent is going to set us as a team that wants to win, which will help our acclaim out a little bit. So that's the answer that we're going to put in here.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
Now, this kind of question really sucks to have, because you know that if you make a mistake or a few mistakes, you're going to have to do that, and you're going to have to demote something. So yeah.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Okay, then that will wrap up the Dutch Grand Prix weekend in the F1 2020 My Team career mode. So now we're just going to do a little bit of team maintenance. The first thing that we're going to do is put in some activities on the timeline. So we're going to put in the power equipment upgrade. I would really like to boost their morale a little bit. And now I am planning on making a major aero department upgrade, so we're going to put a little bit of focus on them for the next 3 days. Try and get their morale up, make sure there's no failures, make sure everything goes quickly and everything. I want to get that upgrade coming in as good as possible, because I'm hoping that we can get some money and some R&D points for that. Up next, we are going to do the sponsor advertisement, so that's going to bring in some acclaim for us. And so while we lost some cash, I think that's going to help us get some more in the future as we get some acclaim and some more sponsors. And so if you didn't hear, we did have a little bit of an issue with the ICU during the Dutch Grand Prix. So we're going to change the ICU to Unit 2 for the rest of this season. That's what we're going to do here just to make sure that it's good. Now, we're about a third of the way through the season, so I'm hoping that the other 2 units will make it 4 and 3 races or 3 and 4 races. So that's what we're going to do there. Sponsorship, we're still doing very, very well. But the Monaco Grand Prix is coming up, so we're going to do a special livery. I'm going to show it to you right now. And so yeah, there you have it. That is our Monaco GP special livery. We're going to do a highlighter yellow livery for our favorite race of the year, at least my favorite race of the year. It's going to be very, very nice looking at the Monaco GP, of course, with our navy blue, grayish blue on there as well. That'll look very, very nice. Just 2 colors, no gray on it this weekend. So yeah, that's what we're going to do for the Monaco GP livery. And also what we're going to do for Monaco, we are just going to change the name to IronSport GP and then put Pacifico on it just for the Monaco Grand Prix. But anyway, as much as I'm excited for our livery, the more important thing here is that there is a major aerodynamic upgrade available for our team, but it costs 1,075 R&D points, and we do not have that yet. Fortunately, the activities that we've done, including the aero department focus, hopefully that will get us enough R&D points to upgrade that in the aero department. That would be very, very helpful. So we're going to advance time a little bit here, and you can see we already do have enough R&D points for that upgrade. And while I do know that we may have a failure on that upgrade, I'm still hoping that maybe we can get it in and onto the car in a couple races, and hopefully that'll be going well. But we also have quite a bit of cash at the moment. We have $3.38 million, and so I'm thinking that we could upgrade the chassis department here. What we're going to do is upgrade the quality control, because I do want to make sure that, like I said, the failure chance on the aero department, I'm going to spend some cash on the chassis department, so when we upgrade that, there will be less likelihood of a failure on any upgrades as far as the chassis goes. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is take a look at the R&D department, and of course we do have enough R&D points to upgrade this streamlined suspension arms on the car, so that will help us go a little bit faster, actually a lot bit faster. So we're going to upgrade this. There is a 30% failure chance, but I'm still going to go for it. Hopefully it'll come through, and that would be a really good risk versus reward bargain that we would get. But anyway, thank you all But yeah, anyway, that will do it for part number 4 of the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, but I still just appreciate you clicking on the video, whether you like the thumbnail, the title, whatever it is that I came up with. If you clicked on the video, it's very much appreciated. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really do mean it from the bottom of my heart. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video and you're curious how we got to the start of this episode and you missed the first 3 parts, then please make sure to go check those out, because that will make the rest of the series much more enjoyable to know how we got this thing to where it is now. But anyway, this is Noah from Zyron eSports. I'll see you very, very soon. Peace out.